Hello, everyone. How are you doing, everyone? I'm doing fine. I came to you today because I'd like to read from my book, Simple Abundance, a day book of comfort and joy. Sarah Ban Breathnach. Now, today is winter time, and in the winter, I remember my mother telling me that her grandmother, when she went skating, ice skating in the winter, she says, "Oh, we weren't good at it. We were always the ones sitting in the hut, in the shack, by the fire, by the furnace, warming our hands and feet." and Now, my grandmother was not athletic. She was brought up more, teaching and sewing and stuff like that. But my mother, she was not brought up in winter sports, but summer sports, like swimming and roller skating. Now, she could run circles around roller skates. She roller skated to the store, and Aunt would say, "Here's some money." Wrapped all the money up in a paper and said, "Now, roll down the roller skates and get a pound of hamburger for supper," and stuff like that. And she took tap dancing lessons and was very good at tap dancing and stuff like that. Now, my father, he was very good at skating. Skating and tobogganing we did when we were young. Ice skating. Now, I was never good at it. My ankle would always turn in, and I could skate, but not really good. Now, my sister was a natural athlete. She took right to it. And my father, he could skate. I remember seeing him once, and he skated terrifically. He was brought up with playing some hockey and stuff like that. He says he remembers in the house they were brought up in Quebec City, the walls were 3 feet thick to keep in the heat in the winter and keep out the hot in the summer. and I'd like to read from my book. So, I'm going to read a December reading. December. I open the door. The gorgeous guest from afar sweeps in. In her hands are her gifts, the gifts of hours and far-seeing moments, the gift of mornings and evenings, the gift of spring and summer, the gift of autumn and winter. She must have searched the heavens for boons so rare. Abby Graham. December's gifts, custom, ceremony, celebration, consecration, come to us wrapped up, not in tissue or ribbons, but in cherished memories. This is the month of miracles. The oil that burns for 8 days, the royal sun born in a stable, the inexplicable return of light on the longest, darkest night of the year. Where there is love, there are always miracles. And where there are miracles, there is great joy. Gratefully we weave the golden thread of the sixth principle of simple abundance, joy, into our tapestry of contentment. At last we embrace the miracle of authenticity, changing forever how we view ourselves, our daily round, our dreams, our destinies. Days we once called common, we now call holy. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. Nobody can conceive or imagine all the wonders there are unseen and unseeable in the world. Francis P. Church. Francis P. Church had no intention of composing a classic essay in inspirational literature that September afternoon in 1897 when he sat down to answer a little girl's query. Virginia O'Hanlon was 8 years old, precisely the age when skepticism starts to erode faith. Her friends had told her there was no Santa Claus. When she went to her father for the truth, he was as tongue-tied as many parents are when conversations start to focus on the veracity of North Pole activities. He told her to take her opinion to the experts on everything, the editors of the newspaper. So Virginia took pen in hand and posed the eternal question of childhood to her local paper. Papa says, if you see it in the sun, it's so. Please tell me the truth. Is there a Santa Claus? Nearly 100 Christmases have come and gone since Virginia asked for the truth. But what's real and what's not hasn't changed. Children of all ages have a deep desire to believe in a great, benevolent, and generous gift-giver who rewards the good. Christmas allows the child slumbering in each of our souls the chance to be reborn every year, awakening a sense of joy and wonder that even 11 months of doubt, derision, or discouragement can't snuff out. All that's required of us is that we believe. Believe in what? Believe in whatever means the most to you at this moment. That love makes it possible to believe in all things, especially miracles. That this is the season of miracles. That there's a miracle with your name on it. That when you wish upon a star, grace steps in to bridge the gaps until your dreams comes true. That there is a Santa Claus, and you have been very, very good this year. Have you written your letter yet? Yes, I do mean you. If you haven't, do it today with great ceremony. Sit down with a cup of hot cocoa, your best stationery, and your wish list. Pick one worldly gift and tell Santa what you want. Now pick one gift that only Spirit can give. Put your letter in an envelope and send it off. Wait. Watch what happens. Be happy. For the rest of the season, frequently declare under your breath is okay during your daily round, I believe, I believe, I believe. Right now I'm going to believe that Frank Church wrote today's meditation for me as well as Virginia a century ago. Virginia, your little friends are wrong. They have been affected by the skepticism of a skeptical age. They do not believe except what they see. They think that nothing can be which is not comprehensible by their little minds. All minds, Virginia, whether they be grown-ups or children's, are little. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist, and you know that they abound and give to your life its highest beauty and joy. Alas, how dreary would be the world if there were no Santa Claus! It would be as dreary as if there were no Virginias. There would be no childlike faith then, no poetry, no romance to make tolerable this existence. We should have no enjoyment except in sense and sight. The eternal light with which childhood fills the world would be extinguished. Not believe in Santa Claus! You might as well not believe in fairies. The most real things in the world are those that neither children nor grown-ups can see. Did you ever see fairies dancing on the lawn? Of course not, but that's no proof that they are not there. You tear apart the baby's rattle and see what makes the noise inside. That there is a veil covering the unseen world which not the strongest grown-up that ever lived could tear apart. Only faith, fancy, poetry, love, romance can push aside that curtain in view, the beauty and glory beyond. Is it all real? Ah, Virginia, in all this world there is nothing else so real and abiding. No Santa Claus! Thank God, he lives, and he lives forever. 1,000 years from now, Virginia, nay, 10 times 10,000 years from now, he will continue to make glad the heart of childhood. Clap loudly if you believe. Legacy of love. All happy families resemble one another, but each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. Leo Tolstoy. Most people assume that Christmas is hardest for children who've stopped believing in Santa Claus. But I think the holidays are the most difficult for those who have experienced a recent loss through death or divorce, particularly if this is the first or second holiday after their world has been torn asunder. Many single mothers often feel uncomfortable at Christmas and unconsciously convey this discomfort to their children. One way this is done is by putting off holiday preparations until the very last moment, then throwing everything together in a half-hearted frenzy. Perhaps one of the reasons single women and single mothers experience difficulty during Christmas time is because deep in their hearts they think holiday traditions belong only to perfect Norman Rockwell families. The first time a woman newly on her own opens the ornament box alone, if she even bothers to pull it out, she experiences such a sense of loss she may decide not to continue the holiday rituals she once treasured because the comparison of Christmases past with Christmas present is too painful. What's the point, she says. The point is that we all need the reassuring and healing messages that treasured rituals provide. One of the most important aspects about family traditions, rituals that families continue to do year after year, is that traditions have symbols and families need symbols. Dr. Stephen J. Wolin, a clinical professor of psychiatry at the George Washington University Medical School, explains. You bring out the old glass, you sing the old songs, you say the same prayer, you wear a certain outfit, you set the table in a certain way. These are the unconscious moments of family ritual that become emotional security blankets to be tugged on in times of stress. Cherished customs are just as important for grown women as they are for children. When I first began updating Victorian traditions for modern families, I thought the reason I delighted in doing them was so that I could create happy memories for my daughter. But after a few years, I realized that our rituals brought me comfort and joy. I longed for the reassuring rhythm of marking the seasons, just as much as Katie did. We need to trim the tree, light the menorah, make the valentines, dye the Easter eggs, attend the Passover Seder, just as much as our children do. Our souls can never outgrow the yearning for luminous and liminal moments of wholeness. So unpack those beloved holiday traditions. Create new ones that express your authenticity, just as you create a new lifestyle. Traditions are the guideposts driven deep into our subconscious mind, Ellen Goodman tells us. The most powerful ones are those we can't even describe, aren't even aware of. So that's my reading for today. Not much else here new. I wish you all a good and Merry Christmas. Take care. Bye.